Well, I woke up this morning and my rant last week about unions, I had a comment from a guy who said he's been a subscriber for a couple of years and that he was a union member and he was unsubscribing from me because he did not like my opinion on unions. And I said, well, if that's what it takes for you to unsubscribe an opinion that opposes yours, then by all means, you're not the person I would want on my channel anyway. Well, that comment is now gone. So he removed his own comment. And that's what I'm going to talk about here. That's going to be what I'm going to talk about today. Liberals, millennials, snowflakes, opposing opinions, and people's right to make their own choices. Boy, where do I start? I've been sitting here sipping on this cup of coffee and thinking about what I want to say. I'm going to start with this. And I'm going to move the microphone real close to my face because it's a little bit windy this morning. And I want you to be able to hear my voice over the wind. I live near the town of Minden, Louisiana. And Minden has a horse riding group called the Minden Black Riders Association. And, you know, your first reaction might be, you mean there's no white people in that club? Well, I would assume not. I mean, it's called the Minden Black Riders Association. And when you think about it, they have an absolute right to choose who is a member and who they hang around with and who they ride horses with and who they enjoy their life with. They have an absolute right to exclude some and include others. The lady who ran Sarah Sanders out of her restaurant, on the surface, it sounds kind of mean. But that lady has an absolute right not to serve people she doesn't want to serve. When I began trucking and I realized how much I despised unions, I bought my own truck and I never hauled freight into or out of a union ever again. And that was my choice, and I had that right. Why then do people not have the right to not make a cake for a gay wedding and without getting sued into oblivion? Or a photographer that refuses the business of taking pictures at a gay wedding, also sued into oblivion. Why does he not have that right to choose who he takes pictures for, or who a baker makes a cake for? How come he suddenly loses his right to choose if the cause is a particular cause? And I'm just using that, the gay wedding and the guy who made a cake or refused to make a cake, and the guy who refused to, actually it was a woman, refused to take pictures at a gay wedding. Why are they not allowed to choose who they work for? That's one of the benefits of having your own business, is you get to steer the direction you want your company to go in. And, you know, on the surface, Sarah Sanders getting kicked out of a restaurant, it's mean. It is mean. But when you strip away how you personally feel about it, the bottom line is people have the right to serve who they want to serve. The Minden Black Riders Association has the right to hang around with people they want to hang around with. Black entertainment television. Do you think there would not be protests if there was a TV channel called the white entertainment television? I think we know the answer. The double standard here just drives me freaking nuts. And how about the border? I think America has a right to choose, to pick who we allow into our country to be part of our future. If you have a family of Mexicans at the border wanting to come in because they want a better life and they want to work hard and educate their children and be part of the American dream, and beside them you have an MS-13 member with one goal in mind, and that's to rape and bring drugs in and strengthen the gang. Don't you think you have the right to choose between the two who gets to come into this country? Who can argue with that? Well, to me, that's what the wall will do. It will give us the right to choose who we allow into the country. We, as Americans, have that right. I am 100% for the wall. Build it tall, build it deep, build it long. And control who we allow into our country. That's all I wanted to say. Choice. People are really screwed up about their right to choose and their demand. I mean, everybody demands their own rights, but all of a sudden when somebody else's right to not serve you or not take your picture or bake a cake for you, when somebody else uses their rights to choose and you're a member of a particular organization group, you can ruin people. The double standard just is so wrong. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere you look. I just wanted you to think about that. And it's not just about baking a cake or taking pictures. And it's just not just about the LGBTQ club or whatever you know. I think I included all the letters. But or the Minden Black Writers Association or Black Entertainment Television. It's not just about that. It's about a person's right, no matter what skin color you have, no matter what your sexual orientation is. Everyone has the right to choose who they associate with, who they do business with, where they eat, who they serve, and who they allow into their country. And it's gotten to the point where now, if you're not a liberal, you lose all your rights to choose. If you are a liberal, you can call people who demand that they have the right to choose a fascist or a racist or whatever little handy name you want to tag on them to enforce your one-sided view of other people's rights. Anyway, I'm going to finish my coffee. Have a good day, y'all.
My wife said she wanted me to either take her on a cruise or buy her a new lawnmower. Now that's a cheap date right there.
Is she even alive?
Yeah, she wagged her tail.
That is a happy, content dog right there. Because she's a good girl.
What kind of dog are you? What kind of dog are you? A good